More back to you.
Well, I mean, we talked about the winners, so it's only right that we talk about the losers, right? Because this was a team that our MVP, R2L MVP. It's safe to say he's the MVP now, right? Like we can
I
just
don't
drop
know.
it. Okay.
There's some number crunching. I don't know.
Uh oh. You had to do the checkbooks. Okay, you had to balance it out.
You
Well,
know,
look,
it's getting close.
we have two Pacers fans, and if you're here for the intro, it feels good that I can actually say this again because I thought they was gonna make the finals, man. They thought they was gonna make the finals, and that didn't work so well for you, brother. Even though it came back to bite me too, because I picked them to win because I thought they was gonna actually pull this one out. I thought the Celtics were gonna do what they normally do and freeze up, but they told me shut up, and boom, Pacers. What does getting swept say about the Pacers? We have a real serious topic coming up, and I want to start this one with you, Jay. I like when Dave start off the serious topic.
Yeah.
He set the tone, so I'm gonna start this one with you, bro.
Oh, it's talking with me.
Yeah, so
I
you
thought
gonna
you
start
said
with
you
you?
gonna talk.
No. So I'm gonna start with you, Joe. He looked right at me like, so what does it say about the Pacers, Tom?
All right.
I
All
was
right.
looking at this. I was like, Joe.
Yeah.
No, my bad, my bad. So look, look, I was ready. Listen, y'all. I was like, what angle should I take of this? Should I come in there and be like, oh, they were frauds the whole time? I told y'all they're not an even Eastern Conference final team. Or should I come in here and give them praises? You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have both a foot on both sides. All right. Now the fraud side, I'm not gonna call them frauds. All right, because I don't think nobody felt like they were better than what they actually were. You know, I felt like we all gave them credit for accomplishing what they did because they beat the opponents in front of them. But you know, at the end of the day, though, Giannis and the Bucks, they own them in the regular season. If I'm a Pacers fan, I'm looking at it like, bruh, we was gonna beat the Bucks regardless if Giannis was healthy. If I'm a Pacers fan, we would have beat the Knicks regardless if they were healthy. And they probably confident they would have took the Celtics far too because they kind of did good against them in the regular season too. But I'm gonna give them their flowers though, man. Andrew Nemar, right? This man, 21 points a game, 7.8 assists a game, shooting splits 54, 48, 89. While guarding Drew Holiday at times, Jalen Brown at times, and even Jason Tatum. So he's shown to be a solid two-way player this whole series. Remember, in the Knicks series, he was a designated guy on Jalen Brunson. Him and TJ McCollum was switching off. So I gotta give him his props because he kept the pace high while guarding the guy on the other side of the ball. You know, that's tough to do in the playoffs. First time being in the playoffs, first time, having the ball in his hands is much, and he actually shined. So I gotta give him his props for that. TJ McConnell, man. 15 points a game, 5.5 rebounds a game, 4.3 assists, 24 minutes per game. First person in NBA history to average these numbers in the conference finals while playing under 25 minutes a game. TJ McCollum was a heaven sent for Indiana this year. The hustle he brought, he surprised me. The defensive tenacity we did against Jalen Brunson. But I got to give it up to them. Rick Carlisle did an awesome job, in my opinion, even though he had some blunders in game one, but I got to give him his props, man. He had these boys ready to play every single game. He had them playing fast, and they played physical. I got to give them to him. They played physical this playoff run against the Knicks. They were physical. They out rebounded New York. You know what I mean? Like when you out rebound New York, that's crazy. So I gotta give them their props, man. Shout out to the Pacers. No, listen, I'm not listen. Y'all get all the flowers. Y'all should clap it up for your organization. Nobody had y'all going this far. Y'all got this far. Y'all still young. Just don't listen. It's fool's gold. Don't think that you are an Eastern Conference final. Like you have the roster to maintain this run. No, go out and fix that roster. Get better with this roster. Keep Siakam. You got Tyrese Halliburton. I don't know what the missing pieces. I ain't put no thought to it, but make sure y'all get better because people gonna be healthy next year. And you can't rely on this roster. All right, but shout out to them.
Yeah, I think what they should do is try to go get some defensive pieces to help out with the offense that they already have because we know that their offense is good enough. We've seen it. We've seen it get them this far. But I feel like if they had some defense, it would have helped them out a lot more. But yeah, like Joe said, shout out to the Pacers, man. No one thought that they would get this far. Um, they were, if you look at what we talked about the Kings last year, the Pacers were pretty much the Kings of this year. It was a high scoring offensive team whose defense wasn't necessarily great, but it was somewhat effective when needed to be. Um, and now they got to where no one thought they would be. And I'm probably the only person that thought they would lose if Giannis played. Probably the only one. I mean, I picked them to lose when Dame would play, so they proved me wrong in that facet. They also beat the Knicks, proved me wrong in that facet as well, and ultimately lost to the best team in the East, or as Teddy and Mike would say, the best team in the NBA all year. And that's pretty much what they've been. The record shows it. They had the best home record. Period. They are undefeated on the road in the playoff in the postseason right now. So they lost. They just lost to the better team. Um, I have a question to pose though. When it comes to Andrew Nemhard and Halliburton, would this be the same situation as a Luka and Jalen Brunson? Because if you look at how Andrew Nemhard played, he played so well that now everyone's going to look at him. And there was a conversation that kind of came up in the chat last night. Are they going to be able to pay him if if he continues to play well, or are they going to trade him and get other pieces? So that's just a question I would like to impose because I think Andrew Nemhard is good enough. I didn't realize that he was on that same Gonzaga team that made it to the national championship with Jalen Suggs, and he was good then. I went back and looked at that stuff today and last night, and I was like, yeah, he really was. And now he's doing that in Indiana, getting more. He's getting more time. I believe he's already the two guard, but that would have been Mathurin if Mathurin was healthy. So what are you going to do when Mathurin comes back? Is he going to be an option to strictly come off the bench, or is he just too good that you're going to have to trade him and get something for him?
He got
I
two
do.
more years on the contract. My bad,
I
go ahead.
know, but it's not a big contract, so it's something you can. It's tradable.
Potential.
And then they said they're gonna offer Siakam the max, so Siakam more than likely will come back. I still think, like Joe said, I still think they need to find something else to help them out. I like Miles Turner with them, of course, with Siakam. Obi is a good piece to me. TJ McConnell, I think you should definitely make sure you keep TJ McConnell for sure. But what defensive pieces can help them? I know some people will say Paul George, but he was already there before. I don't think he's the same that he used to be. So I wouldn't say Paul George going back to Indiana will help them out. I think Benedict Mathurin coming back will help them defensively as well because he is a good defender. But I think it's just they need to improve their depth when it comes to their defense.
Game one led 117 with 9 seconds. 117 to 114 with 9 seconds left. Of course, we know what game two is. The game two is technically the game that Boston always hands over. They be like, look, we'll let you get game two and then we'll just finish you out there. But we know how that went. Game three, they were up 109 to 101 with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left. Then you go to game four, they were up 98 to 90. A little bit about 3:30 left. But with that being said, experience is the best teacher. So technically, I say you bring in another, like I'm with y'all. They need a Drew Holiday-esque player, like that guy who's got that glue guy who's going to get you over the hump. They need somebody like that. I'm not with the Paul George move now, unless you're trying to sell tickets and you're trying to get the fans back, like, oh, he's coming back home, and you want to do that, cool. But what really says about the Pacers being swept is you're on the right path, honestly, because nobody picked you to be here. Of course, everybody picked you all to possibly be a playoff team, but not make it to where you got. You almost made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Well, no, this is the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm tripping. You made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Look at the Wizards, but I ain't gonna say too much. When you just gotta look at where the bar is set. And also another thing, Dave, good point. The fact that you compared them to the Kings of last year. This goes back to a question that's always in the chat, a question that we did on the show. Who won the trade? Both teams won. Because look at where you at now. You got something to build off of. Tyrese come back. Nemhard, I don't think they're going to trade him. I think they got to figure out a way to do the rotation where Carlisle's going to be back And with that coaching, he gonna figure out like, hey, now I know what everybody's capable of. So now you have to live up to that expectation. Because now I think this is a filler year for them. And then going into a filler year, you almost make it to the NBA Finals. So find like the glue guy who can give you a little bit of defense. I'm trying to think, not like a Pat Bev, or maybe a Pat Bev, but
They
again,
had Bruce Brown, but they got rid of him.
they needed to do that for Siakam. So
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense. If they can get Bruce Brown back, that might be it. That might be the missing link. Somebody who can give you the hustle plays, kind of like with Drew Holiday and Derek White. That's what they probably needed in this series was the Bruce Brown because Tyrese was out. He probably would have gave him a little bit of That probably would have gave him 6 games maybe. But they do something like that because the upside potential was there with this team. The fact that I'm in the East and I got to deal with this team already lets you know that, hey, y'all on the right path. So being swept by one of the best teams in the NBA is a learning curve. GM, coaching, go out and do the right thing by the team. Don't blow it up, though.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna trade him on either. I think they're gonna keep him. And yeah, he had a good playoff, couple of good playoff games. Well, he had a good playoff series, but like hopefully nobody. Now, if somebody get overly excited and try to give up the world for that dude or something like that, which I doubt it. Then yeah, I guess you trade him, but he can play with Holly. I mean, TJ McCollum play with Holly all the time, so they're gonna play together, and that'll make the offense more dynamic.
Yeah, you get the right call. You got to make that. You got to make that move.
Yeah, but I doubt if somebody gonna do all that though. Like,
yeah, it's like trying to call the Knicks for Josh Hart at this point. It's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen.
Or DiVincenzo.
That's true. Now we got somebody in the comments going crazy, but let's talk about these IG chats.
Yeah, he has the right to go crazy, so let him have his fun.